This video is sponsored by Vinfolio, selling wine and services to wine collectors and enthusiasts. Over 1,800 wines, including new releases and mature vintages, including scores in retail and auction pricing. Vinfolio, fine wine, finer service. You can find out more information about Vinfolio at vinfolio.com. Welcome to the live auction at the Auction Napa Valley. This extraordinary event was attended by over 800 people at Meadowood Resort.
It's become one of the signature events in American wine. I was just thinking the first auction in 1981 was 570 lots, lasted about 8 hours.
Well, the title is the American Classic, and I think that's what we're really trying to highlight is that we're the oldest wine auction, charity wine auction in America. Certainly the most successful.
Starting right now, it's about 2 hours before showtime. The crew's set up. We're ready to go. So guests are just filtering down. They're getting a nice glass of bubbles. They're slowly coming in. They're picking up their passes up top, while those of us down here on the tent, the crew here, we're working with the spotters, we're working with the sound check, we're dotting our I's and crossing our T's on the production value.
Beautiful room.
What we're gonna have a problem with is when it actually gets dark outside. What we're doing right now is making sure that all 800 people can see us and that we can see them.
The auction is going to be itself is smaller and going to be very elegant. We're going back to having a dinner with the auction, which we haven't done for quite a while.
Michael, you usually cook for a few less people than today. How many people are you cooking for today?
It's about 800. Give or take 100 or two. It's really not that big of a deal. I grew up in a large Italian family, so you always just put another potato in the pot.
Is this all about organization? How do you pull off something this logistically complex?
I mean, it's no different than when you're cooking for 4 or 400 or 40, right? You write a menu to win to start off with. You do some things that can be fantastic room temperature that can be done the day before or prep the morning of, and add about 100 people to help you plate them.
So we're here with Joy Croft, and Joy was the top bidder at last year's event. And I would like to find out a little bit about, we're getting ready to go in the tent, and bidding's getting ready to get started. What was the trip like? So you won this trip, and what happened?
I'd say the majority of this trip meant more to me to do with the relationships I established with wonderful families in Napa Valley and wonderful families in France. It also gave me an opportunity to taste wines outside of the Napa Valley, because I've spent my entire life drinking mostly Napa Valley wines, and it was fun to go to France. One observation I had, and I think is important, is maybe Napa Valley originally brought some of the ideas of winemaking from France, but what I experienced was a lot of French winemakers who are coming here and want to come here and admire Napa Valley and are in awe of what's being done in Napa Valley.
So the tables have turned.
And think that we really, really are making fabulous wines, and not only that, we know how to market them. But I would encourage anybody to consider the opportunity of using charitable dollars to buy a memory for themselves. I don't know why I think that's novel, but I appreciate the fact that the auction items have these attached to them. But some of the people that I talked to here earlier tonight, change is difficult, and they remember the days when there was just a bottle of wine, and the wine was the hero.
It used to be a pure wine auction. I don't remember anything with trips or even elaborate dinners. It used to be just really straight up wine. I remember Joe Heitz's first auction lot was a case of Martha's Vineyard, and he delivered it in just a cardboard box. It was very unpretentious. And I think one of the big things that the auction has done is it spawned special packaging. So in the early 80s, they started to make special bottlings, large format, special etched bottles. I think it really started that whole trend, and we kind of take it for granted now, but that is where it began at this event.
We're here previewing all the auction lots that are going to go in the live auction, and there's really some amazing stuff. We have Frank Family Vineyards has a chance to have a walk-on part on the show Ugly Betty. And also have dinner with Stacy Keebler from Dancing with the Stars. There's some really incredible stuff that's in this auction. It's unbelievable. Tons of magnums, giant formatted bottles, stuff that you just could never buy on your own. In fact, I saw back here at Screaming Eagle, there's a bunch of double magnums. Where else would you find something like that? They have Lexus has donated an LS 600H, which is their new hybrid car. It's like a $125,000 car that's available to the highest bidder.
One of the questions that commonly comes up when you're having a party is, how many bottles of wine do I need? You know, in this case, there's 700 guests. So how many bottles? Well, in this case, I don't know what the answer is. We've got magnums, double magnums. We have some Viadaire. I think I saw some Arajo. So I would bet that there's going to be more than enough bottles for each person. Let's keep this in perspective. Here's a 750, which we're all familiar with. Now let's compare it to a double magnum. So a high percentage of the bottles that are being opened are coming out of these. I don't know how these guys do it.